offer a little bit of my free time to all of you here that are not here quite yet, but you'll soon enough find your way to this time. What's up, everyone? And anyone that comes from the future timelines and collapses himself into this little space. Once you figure out what space and time is, you'll understand where you are and who you're listening to. Might be yourself, might be me, might be something. And what I'll do is I'm gonna, as always, I give about a 5 minute window for people to show up, and that way you can just fast forward if you don't want to hear me talk about nonsense. What's up, woke sister and Eli Jen? I'm gonna go pour myself a spiritual partner to Danny Delane. Pick up yourself, beautiful girl, and obviously Eli and woke sister. Good to see you. Yeah. Let me go grab myself a little spiritual partner because I was trying to find myself a beautiful little lady tonight, and I don't know. I couldn't bring myself to do it. Like, well, I mean, there's still plenty of time left in the evening, so we'll see. Yeah, Lumena, what's up, my friend? What up, UV Hugh? Let me go pour myself a drink, and we'll chitty chat, and we'll see what y'all are interested in. Yeah, you know what's so funny? Somebody sold me a bunch of chocolate tonight, so I was like eating chocolate. I'm like, I mean, when I eat it, it's bring it's all foods kind of bring you to that place and time that you first had that or some exceptional or terrible experience. So there's always smells and tastes and textures and colors that will affect you. So let me go grab a beverage that will affect me in a way to give you all some weird shit. I don't know why this shit keeps telling me I have a low battery. Hold on one second, y'all. Am I upside down? Do I look better upside down? Which one is it? Is it going to be... Are we going to go back to the bayou with the orange stuff? Satsuma rum? Huh. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do some orange... I feel really orangey today. So I'm pretty sure you guys can still hear me across the room, but the echoes are pretty intense and the microphone is pretty good. Obviously, Google can hear everything the fuck you're saying. The CIA and the FBI and the CNS and all the three-letter words and whatever they can all hear. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix up some orange and some brown. So I'm going to get a little bit of tequila and a little bit of this most delicious thing called Bayou's Satsuma. And we'll see what happens. Look at the sharpness of the tequila. Look at this over here. Let's see if this is filthy. Might be. Who knows? If we got to pour it in the streets, we got to pour it in the streets. Okay. Let's see what's going on. What's up, everyone? UVU. Yeah, okay. Got your UVU. I mean, you must be from somewhere funny because Hugh is always with a Hugh. Like people that take H's out of words. Like people that do that. Oh, it bothers the fuck out of my soul. It really does. I think that's just maybe just the way I was brought up, but it's like people that design the English, the English people, and they don't even speak fucking English right. They throw an R at the end of everything. They're like saying a word and they just throw an R on there. The fuck are you talking about? There's no R. They take H's out of things. Instead of saying herb, they say herb. Then just don't put the H there. Then say the H has no value and just throw it out of the fucking English language. And don't give it a value. And then it'll become another vowel. So, Vooey Huey. I'm going to call you Viewy Huey. So I'm going to just flip everything around. Let's see what this tastes like, though. Motherfucker, what? Oh! Tastes a lot like tastes a lot like that that really shitty ass company that does like overpriced tequila. Anybody know them? What the fuck is it called? It's like it's basically like shit tequila marketed to be like excellent and it's terrible. And they have an orange version of what they sell. Anyways, it tastes like that but better. So orange tequila is okay. I can get down with that. Yeah, UVU. I dig it. I'm just playing. I just make jokes. UVU Hughes. UVU Hughes. UVU Hughes. But even then I still have the. We're gonna play around with the hues is the problem. Like if I said what if I asked you a question, what even people that speak the native tongue of the anglicized British, I wouldn't even call it anglicized. I'd call it the British people because they'd fuck something up, and I don't know how or what or there's something there though, really truly, because it has to do with using recreating dictionaries, using Black's law, using black magic. That if I were to say what color is that and give me the hue of something, you would never say give me the hue of that. You'd say give me the hue of something. The hue. Even Hugh Laurie's name, who is British, he calls himself Hugh or Hugh Jackman. You have to throw it in there. Like maybe Hugh Jackman isn't a good example because he spells it H-U, it's a little different spelling. I'm pretty sure it is. Maybe not. But point taken is that the hue is a denomination of coloring, and you'd always pronounce the H, the you'd go ha you. You would never just not you would never discount that. And so I find it very funny that supposedly the people that invented the language leave out the H's and add R's everywhere they want. Which if you think about it really closely, and I'm gonna fucking dig into the deepest constructs of your mind. It's gonna go down into your spine if you really, really, really listen. Because anybody that doesn't know how I fucking talk, this is what it is. They dismiss who you are, and they add what's ours. That's why the white man did that. They add ours everywhere. That's ours. It's not yours. It's not yours. It's not. It has nothing to do with the colors. They get rid of the excellence of what. This is why British humor doesn't involve laughing. They don't laugh at a motherfucking thing because they have dry humor. Because their humor isn't existent. Because they think they own everything because they're fucking robots. Maybe right, maybe wrong, but that's what comes up, right? So, it doesn't come to my mind. It comes to my mind through something else. But yeah, everything is about R's, not H's. But furthermore, if we want to dig deeper on what the R's are the 18th letter. The 18th letter is 9. The 9 is what you call Rakim. Rakim Allah. Blessed be thou. That motherfucker right there. If you want to listen to good music, go listen to Rakim. Rakim was fucking rocking motherfuckers' brains out for years. He is God. He is the God of rap. Like, ain't nobody fucking with what he's done. And he released an album called The 18th Letter, which has to do with the letter R. And if you look at the English language, now if I can do something here that's going to probably it will crush your scholarly work that you've ever done in your life to think that you know anything. I'm gonna take the Rakim Rakim, and I'm gonna take Dan Winter. I'm gonna take the blackest motherfucker on the planet and the whitest motherfucker you ever heard speak about where language comes from, and it all has to do with the letter R. Because what Rakim has always spoke was Ra, which is the sun god. He speaks Ra, Rakim Allah. So he speaks through Ra, through Allah, which is your body. And Dan Winter, which is the whitest white man, Dan, um, winter. So the cold winter months. I mean, I don't know if it just so happens that way, but what he talks about is the formation of the English language was created through fire and made the letter R, which was a this construct of, well, I don't know. I'm not gonna go too deep on his work because it would be so exceptionally challenging to get into right here for most people. But the point is, they speak the same thing. They're both saying the letter R is of very high value. So I wonder why people would use the word R, like it's but yet when they say it's ours, they don't actually. There's some people that use the letter R improperly. They just throw an R on everything to be like, oh, it's ours, to mean it's theirs. It's not us. It's not all of us. That's not what we're all doing. So people claim dominion and property rights and ownership over things, which isn't theirs. Which starts with the English or any language for that matter, any spoken term and vibration. To think there can be any like legalese and a circle around a letter to say that there's some dominion and ownership over it is fucking ridiculous. To say someone can't use a certain sign or symbol or vocal or a paraphrasing within, say, musical instruments, to say that somebody else can't use that because you own that is fucking is a is what would be called trying to consolidate God into the devil plane, to take the completely moving ocean and try to say, well, the ocean is this. So let me see what y'all had to say. And thanks for everyone for showing up. I appreciate it. Freak, I'm glad you're enjoying whatever I do. What up, Karmic Okron? Always good to see you. Ruzika LeBlanc. Wow. It's a pleasure. I've never seen you around before. Oh, Rise Now. Didn't I hit you back? I didn't hit you back? Yeah, I did. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah. Oh no, that's I always tell everyone, like I exist on this realm with this physical shit because of Omi. And so all blessed go thou to the bean farmer or the Patel. But don't tell anybody. Yeah, so I don't money to me is like fucking money to me is water and sand in my hands. It doesn't matter to me. I don't care. It's like liquor to me. It goes right through me. It's like food. It goes right through me. I only take the good parts of it, and that ain't even it ain't even nothing to be taken, you know. So so yeah, I mean you could donate to me if you want to see my name there, whatever. But thank you, Rise Now. Yeah. What's up, sipping on nectar? Oh man, that's so funny you said that because you're through Florida. I'm not in New Orleans right now. I'm actually in Alabama. I'm near the coast of Alabama and Florida. So that's where I've been. I've been in between. So that's funny you say that. Yeah. Wizards and witches that could host you in New Orleans, it'd be anybody there. Off the top of my dome right now, I mean, I mean, if you really need, I can make some phone calls. I could offer you that. But then I always have this kind of like in the back of my mind because I've been fucked over by people off of this thing.
that I don't know that I'd put my people out there like that. Be like, hey, somebody that I know off of line that I've never fucking met, never communicate with, and needs a place to stay. So that's kind of like, you know what I mean? So it's that would be to put somebody else I knew out there like that would be fucking weird. Like if I was living there, I would be like, all right, you could hold up and crash in my place, but I'm just not there right now. But yeah, I mean, if you really need, I mean, holler at me a little deeper. I mean, I mean, I might be able to find you a place. What's up, Cam? Yo, Cam, that's awesome, man. I'm so excited about that for you. Cam, Rosen, that's so cool, man. I'm so excited for you. Yeah, man, that's fucking awesome. Um, you're doing marketing, blogging, music, press passes, talent, and that's awesome, man. That's very fucking exciting. Are you enjoying it? That's the most important part. It seems like you are, so that's fucking cool, man. Your mom's got a couple pounds off her. Cool, man. Sabrina, what's up? Good to see you. You know, Sabrina's somebody that one of the man. Y'all should check her out. She does a lot of singing, but she also is a very, very, very talented tarot card reader. Like the way that me and Sabrina like I don't know what it was. We just started talking one day and we just like talked incessantly for like a couple weeks about tarot and about like just strange things and words and stuff. And yeah, Sabrina is fucking excellent, excellent being. It's good to see you, Sabrina. Yeah, we'll chat. We'll chat one on one soon for sure. Yeah, and Wokusta, yeah, Neville Goddard is amazing. You got a commercial space about to open an energy healing business. That's awesome, man. Well, you can always do like a little one off on like fucking Zen will be here for a day. You can always invite me. I'll do some energy healing for people for sure. Torin, we'll dig into that in a second. Ask me that again in a little while because I want to scroll through everybody's comments first. And the full moon is tomorrow, is it not? Yeah, Neville. There's only two. I've only heard two people better with the Bible, but they usually have it in front of them, which means he's probably the best. And he even said that he wasn't even the best with the Bible. That it was his teacher. So, and the other reason, and even that, like even they're not even down. Even as much as I love Neville, he's not even on my. He's on my top 10, but he ain't my top five because he only used the Bible. And you got to think there's people all over the planet that don't even fucking know what the Bible is. So he said it in the right way to say there's all states of consciousness, but the fact that that I mean that was just and even he said like he didn't even he wasn't even using the Bible perfectly. He couldn't even speak Hebrew. He couldn't even speak all of where it came from. He just knew what it was, but he didn't give any credence to any of the other books, which is the only downfall that I have in his teachings that he didn't say like and that's funny you say that because today I saw somebody put this fucking ridiculous ass piece of shit up to say, do the people that believe in the Bible don't believe in the same thing the Muslims believe in because they're reading a different book because their God is this and the Jesus is this and the like fuck all of you fuck all of your retarded versions of your incessant bullshit. Like there's one thing. It's the space around us and there's what we are. That's what we have. And we have our and then what we do is we try to consolidate all of that information and reality to become us, which is literally God becoming the devil. We are the devil. This is our devil form. There's no way of getting out of that. But we speak God's mouth. We speak God's tongue. We create with the empty space to give us what it is as physical formats. And so God and the devil will never be, they're not, this is why people put on both shoulders, because you got to have the eagle, the blue and the red. Even though that's not even the best form, it's just a way to explain it. Blue and red is the same as black and white, is the same as clear and solid, is the same as devil and God. God is space, and the thing that fills up the space is devil. That's just what it is. So it's always, I take that little like inlet to give you this kind of consciousness that like, oh, Neville was, I mean, Goddard, huh? God, yeah. And I've met him. I've met him on Astral Realm, and I don't for a second think it wasn't him. Considering the way he spoke about, meeting and stopping time and changing things, and where you should do your meditations and your praying, as it were. He was just using the language. He was using the language and the tool in front of him in the space he was at, meaning he couldn't speak to people in a church because he spoke at churches. You gotta know this. He couldn't speak to people in churches about about Hebrew. He couldn't speak about like what was going on with the Quran, because those people would just like, they would black out. They'd be like, "What the fuck are you talking about? You mean the Quran is the same thing as the Bible?" I think he knew that, but certainly he couldn't speak that, because but where I come from a space that says, fuck that. I'll speak about anything that I want to speak about, because it's all the same. It's all the internet is completely flat landed out. We all on the same infinite plane. I can speak to anybody. You don't like what I say, get the fuck out of here. I'll speak of the Bible, I'll speak of the Quran, I'll speak about, name any of the holy books. I might not know them that well, I might not know the language, but I know the underlying tones and the symbology of it, which is, it comes from the same source code, which is, well, where are you now? How are you doing? How are you feeling? What is the energetic quality that you're getting? And for everybody that wants to battle anything that I say, it's very simple. I just go, how is your life? How are you doing? Are you doing okay? Because I may be right, I may be wrong, but is it improving your life? And if it isn't, go find something that's improving your life. It's very easy to walk out the door. It's very easy to find something that serves you. But most people are too busy trying to argue with everything. I go through this too. Even now to this day, I'll still argue with things. I'll still find people on the internet, saying some stupid shit like, oh, or some people like comment something on me on up there on the Instagram going, da-da-da-da-da. I never do that. I kind of do this. I go, dude, or I'll do one of these. And then I'll be like, why am I even talking to this person? This person has no value in my life. They're not adding value. They're trying to actually extract value from me, extract my information, extract my time, my energy, and what I am. And then I go, well, you can't take from infinite everything. Even the more important part is this gets back to what I just said. You have to know that you are just collapsing space and time into yourself. So you have to enjoy your experience. You have to know that your experience is reliant upon changing hands once in a while. Why the Masons do this? What are they showing you? When you watch I think a lot of people, when they're doing it, when they're in Hollywood, they don't know why the photographer is saying, hey, do this, or hey, do this. They don't know that. They don't even know what the left eye of Horus really means. It's actually their brain. And I don't even know if they know, because I think it's their left eye, but it's not their left eye. It has nothing to do with that. Because there's three eyes. So what's the middle eye? Who knows about the middle eye of Horus? Or what are we talking about anymore? See? So it's about finding what it is that provides you with life force energy. And it's yourself, but use objects around you to reinforce that. Don't have idol worship, but use an idol. This is the movie Inception. The movie Inception is when he's playing with that thing. Right? And he tries to figure out when it won't stop, and the movie ends, and it's like, did it stop or did it not stop? Where was he at that point? He incepted part of his belief systems. All he was doing is going through the different realms to create different belief systems. And having some sort of, well, Is this the object? He was literally talking about the object at the end of time. He was showing you the literal piece of material that was the object of at the end of time, which if you look at my last 4 videos ago, I think, where I talk about the Philosopher's Stone and what Terence McKenna and Dennis McKenna were looking for and trying to explain to people is to show you a physical object which was equivalent to gold, which was to create something that was moldable and formable, or so you could recreate it into a shape that you wanted. It was outside of you, but it would become what you wanted, because when you're completely internalized and just living life, you can't have what's outside of you. Like, but how much enjoyment do you get out of rubbing this thing? How much enjoyment do you get out of your wife, your husband, your car driving really fast, turning a light bulb on, having this candle here, drinking something, eating something? All of these are forms of enjoyment, but then it becomes that talisman's idol that we then find as an icon for focusing. When we forget that thing is actually just reminding us of what it is, when we get too involved in that, I get too involved in the light, I get too involved in the alcohol, I get too involved in the computer here, and I forget that really it's legitimately me that's doing it. Whatever I am all of this. So then, therefore, I create, and I become a creator, rather than the looking at the object as thinking that thing is it. So he created gold because it's trusting in yourself to mold something in form and fashion into what it is that you want to create. Because out of nothing creates everything. So therefore we have God, which is infinite nothing. And then we have devil, which is then formed within the space as a material world, or the matter, the Mad Hatter, the material, the math, the mathematics, the formation of all object, which is the stone of the philosopher. Philosophy is ideas, stone is it. Philosophy goes like this, stone goes like that. Philosopher's stone. To idealize a concept in the mind to create then, therefore, a three-dimensional shape, whatever the fuck it is you want. Some people want to fucking eat shit. Some people want to eat tacos. Some people want to go have a nice car. Some people want to have a big house. It doesn't matter what it is. Have that. You live in both places. But the trick is, don't get stuck in that place where you go, that is it right there. And we used money as the true talisman's idol. The money has been the worship of the variation. So the source, which is the sun, has gotten convoluted, which is the variation of the energetic qualities and constructs of the sun, which is one singular clarity. And then we took it to be the moon, that then caused money, which causes time and money. It takes time to make money. Everything is time and money. Not true. That's just a variation of the single source of all of reality. And then we got obsessed with the moon, and we got obsessed with time. We got obsessed with what that was creating, which was objects. So out of time to do something and vibration, we create objects, which become what everybody's enjoying. So there is no doubt these things have value, but it's just not the source. And that's the only thing that's the real truth of like what devil worship is versus God worship. These people that say people in Hollywood are devil worshippers, no, you're fucking retarded. These people in Hollywood are sun worshippers, but you think they're devil worshippers because they got all the fucking material that you want. You're the devil worshipper. If you got anything to say about these people that are doing big things in Hollywood, if they were worshiping the devil, they would be buried. They'd be dead, but they're not. They're living with the material that you want, because you won't have it, because you don't believe in the God that they believe in, which is the source of all things, which is mind, that then creates the objects that they have that you don't have. It's quite that simple. There's people in Hollywood that have nothing because they don't want anything. There's people in Hollywood that have everything because that's what they want. There's people in Hollywood. You know who is in Hollywood? I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get y'all real familiar. I'm gonna give you a little note here, and I would suggest don't share this with anyone. But the Dalai Lama, fucking Hollywood as fuck. He's Hollywood as all get out, yo. Is he not? Is he not popularized? Why would they pop? Why would he be popularized? Why would he be in any media outlet, magazine, writing books, doing all this shit? How could he become that? Because he's showing you another version of all of reality. But through the source of the media, because you know what? There's sometimes you want to take a nap, and there's sometimes you want to fucking have an orgy. And there's sometimes you want to go eat a big meal, and there's sometimes you want to digest that meal. And so all of the people you see are all aspects of self, which is putting themselves on as going, this is what magic is. Which part do you want? We're all physical beings. The Dalai Lama puts eyeglasses on. The motherfucker wears eyeglasses because his eyes aren't fixed. You see? Because his eye, he could fix his eyes. I could show him how to fix his eyes. He might know, maybe not. I could show him how to fix his eyes. But he doesn't care. Because he's just living out his fucking 72. He's living out his 72, which is 9. He's living out his 9 years of life. And he'll do it again. He'll reform himself as something else. But he's still wearing eyeglasses. Why? Because he hasn't perfected himself. Because he doesn't care to. Because he's perfected the way he is. Next lifetime, what's he doing? Do you ever met the guy? You ain't met the Dalai fucking Lama. You don't know what he does day to day. You don't know you don't know any people in Hollywood that are doing anything. You know some people that hold the holy stick and hold the holy tree and produce, but I mean, do you really know? All you got to know is what you do. What you do is the most important. Hoodoo is what you do. I mean, people worried about everybody else's magic. If there's white magic and black magic and gray magic and all these different kinds of magic, well, what are you doing with yours? Just bitching about everybody else's producing for themselves what they want as creators, prime, universal, source creators, to then just try to tell you, hey, just have a good fucking life. People clown on them. They don't fucking know what's going on. It's like a lot of time, somebody said the other day, like, I do these talks for myself. You damn right I do. Like right now, I got these comments over here. I could do this whole talk for. I've done 6-hour talks without even listening to you motherfuckers. And I don't mean like motherfuckers like you guys aren't important, because you are. Because I care about all of your lives, because I think I'm just like you. But that universal consciousness is what we're talking about. And like I could just shut this shit off. I don't gotta listen to you people. I'm never gonna make another video. I don't care. I mean, it's just fun for me. It's fun and enjoyable, and I think, and I really believe in all of me that I'm helping everybody here that listens to me, because I don't want you to believe what I believe, because I don't know that anybody could find any of my videos that say believe what I believe. I don't think I've ever offered what I believe. I don't think anybody knows what I believe. You can find out what I might do. You can find out some actions I've had over a course of time. Doesn't equate to my belief. I ain't telling you to join something. I'm telling you to like find out about yourself. That's what I tell you about urine therapy. What's that? I ain't telling you to come drink my piss. I ain't telling you to drink my Kool-Aid, right? I say if you want to come and have a drink with me, fuck yeah, come see me. You know where I am. Everybody knows where I am. We can cut shit up and make a better place for everyone. That's my only goal. I want a better world for people. Because I've been done tired of looking at shit the way it is. So what I can do, I speak my mind the way that I see it. Try to chop it up and get out here, get in these realms. But yeah, let's see what y'all have to say. Rising Heart, where's Billy Hart being? Yeah, what's he been doing? I don't even know. Yeah, I used to chat with him a little, like I chat with him a little bit, and then once he got kind of like YouTube famous, he didn't talk to me no more. Kind of hurt my heart. I'm kidding. I don't, you know, I got time for the Billy Hart being is doing, you know, in the sense the way he's doing it. Like I don't know. He used to be Vesuvius to me. Gotta change it. I'm gonna change it up soon. I'm gonna go right to TsarXen. Y'all know that though, anyways. Yeah, yeah. I can't wait to actually. You know, that's a cat that I think that in person. I've said this a lot of times. There's a few people out here. If I met him in person, we'd be fucking excellent, excellent together. You know, like. Rise now. Why? Rise now. And let me ask you a question. This is the second time you said something about YouTube deleting channels. Why you say that twice? Why are you so concerned about that? Why are you concerned about? See, this is exactly what I just said. Why are you concerned about what YouTube is going to do? Are you sure I don't own YouTube? And why would I care? Well, I mean, what you know that's what would I do? I don't know. Who the fuck cares? What the fuck would you do? Wouldn't that make you just more like, oh, well, what did Zen know that we didn't know? They shut his channel. They shut his channel down. And I would say this, like, they'd have done shut my channel down and fucking ruined this shit a long time ago. If there's a they. But I don't think there's a they, the way that most people prescribe it. So, how does somebody define what truth is, you know? I ain't gonna, here's the thing is, here's what truth is to most people. Get in the way of someone's money. I ain't in the way of nobody's money. And I'm not gonna be. I don't give a fuck. You go eat all the drugs you want. You can do whatever the fuck you want. You can go fucking eat bare aspirin 10 times a day. You know it's goddamn stupid. But I mean, I don't know. If it does, I'll just start another channel or not, or whatever. I'll find somewhere else to do. I don't know. It's what any gypsy does. We just GPS. We global position our systems. And by global, I don't think it's that, but you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I mean Vesuvius. I love Vesuvius. By the way, Eli Jen. I mean that's my dude. Like I used to watch his shit. Like, oh man, he's really ripping it up with the teaching about language. Like it was really funny because it was like I used to write a lot of things. I never really came on here because I knew a lot about etymology and language, but I just didn't come. I didn't know how to speak to the camera. I didn't know how to speak to anyone. So I was just like, I would watch him and I go, oh, this fucking dude gets it, because he'd come out with some other shit that I haven't even heard about. So I got some information from him, and I was finding him to be really like, you know, humble and like a good soul, if that's a word. I think it's a good spirit, because I mean, you know, as I've said, I don't think anybody is sold into anything. I think once you're a soul, you're the whole thing. You could just jump inside and outside of time. But yeah, Vesuvius is a good cat. Yeah, Dev Mark, I'll do that another time. You know, for me, I'm well past that. I mean, fuck the dark side of the moon. I think there's a dark side of the sun. There's a dark side of the earth. There's a dark side to everything we do. I'll give it that much credence. Like, you know, everything that's built and made up of anything has the mother and father figure, and I think the mother figure is the dark figure, and the father figure is the light figure. That's the only way you can look at it. Um, I would assume you'd have to influence your hair sipping on nectar from inside. I would figure cleaning it on the outside, and then probably working with some magnetics might help. That's a really long question. I'll do that another time. Dev Mark, you asking me a lot of really wild ass I mean, I hear you, be, but I mean, this is shit I've covered 1,000 times, and like to ask me something so silly, like I mean, in one sense, I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Do I think Mars is a physical place like Earth? I don't know. I've covered this so many times, man. I thought you've been on these shows. Um, I mean, the simple way is there's a place everywhere for everyone. But these places that we would call these other planets, no, you can look through a fucking telescope and see they're not what people are telling you. But that's not to say that there's not a light that you can jump through and get to the place that is Mars or Venus or whatever. So in that sense, yeah, I think there's a place that has those qualities, because obviously those things are raining upon our realm. I think it's realms that are kind of like wavelengths. So if you take a two-dimensional surface like a piece of paper, you put your blue lines across it and you start making waves through it, you get where Earth is, you get where Saturn is, you get where all of these things are. And those other places are actually beamed in as informational portals, and that whenever you're dreaming in the black realm, you can jump out through those portals to those places. So in that sense, yeah, I think they are places. But then we get into everything's an illusion, everything's this, and that's funny to me. You know, I mean, am I illusion right now? Was I an illusion last week? I mean, I didn't exist last week. I just came into this body. A lot of people say there's people that jump in and out of realms. So I mean, in that sense, yeah. I mean, I hear you, Devmark. I do. Yeah, planets are. See, then we go into like, when did they start being considered planets? I think planets were the same time that things were planted in consciousnesses that say Earth actually was a ball, would be the same time the consciousness of saying planets existed. Because I don't know, I can't answer for anything besides today. And then I can take some of my life and say, okay, I can qualify some of these things. But then before this, I don't know that my parents weren't like didn't buy me off the black market. I can't tell you that slavery happened the way that we're told, because I know that right now today, people, even though all the information we have, people are so foolish to believe that so many things happened the way they did, and there's all of these wars going on. Like, I don't know, is it really happening, or is that just somebody on the media just blowing up and causing smoke to be blown up asses? That kind of idea. So then I got to go, okay, well, we got to get back into 1400, and then I go, okay, time ain't working for me. So what about space? Can I look out there through a fucking a telescopic lens and say that Mars exists? I don't know. Go grab a telescope and tell me about Mars, or just go there. So I kind of sit there with that idea, because for me it's my personal experience. Like, what can I offer? And I offer my personal experience, which doesn't include, as far as I know, going to Mars. I mean, I've been to some places. I've been through some wormholes and some vortexes and some tunnels. I can't tell you off the top of my head which videos to listen to me talk about these things, but I've definitely, you know, jumped into these ideas about how does the astral realm work? How do dreams work? So, what's up, Kurt? What's up, Electric Tell? You could Kurt, you could check it out on all my other videos, but it is paypal.me// TSARXen Tsar TSARXen, yeah. TsarXen. Yeah, that's where I'm, and I appreciate it if you hit me up there. And it's on all my other videos. I have no way of putting it before this video. I just don't know how to do it. I'm that fucking unintelligent at this point. Didn't I hit you up with the answer to that? You asked me about my profile picture. Yeah, I did create that. It included every single symbol for all of the planets and then a few others, and some that people don't know about, and created what was a being that held all of the energy of every single star system, planet. Uh, so yeah, that's where it came from. And it just made sense to me because I looked at all of them separately, and then when I looked at all of them separately, I seen how they created a human body. And actually, it created realms and levels to what the feet were, what the hands were. Like, if you look at the hands, if you look at the feet and what Saturn is, you look at the body, and then you look at what the arms are holding, and then you look at the Pluto. And I even connected to the cloak of invisibility of Pluto, and the sun symbol, and a few others, and then what's above the head, which is the other realms, and then an elevator button and a few other things. So yeah, I mean, and that's only I had to do that on a fucking on my phone to try to symbolize that because there was a lot going on there. And so it held quite a bit of different symbols, and a few that most people wouldn't know what they are. Yeah, DevMark, you can't there is no complete detachment. You can't detach from everything. Once you detach from everything, you become the infinite abyss, which is literally called the samadhi, the place you go. If you were to say, if you do enough psychedelics, you'd probably get there, but it's a scary space. If you do a bunch of, you go to the dentist and you go, and you start breathing all of that's gonna put you there too, because then all of a sudden breathing is a weird thing. All of a sudden you forget what breathing is, so your body becomes different. And this is the same thing as like when you go to sleep at night. So getting to the place of emptiness, you're always gonna want to take your infinite consciousness and collapse it somewhere. And so we collapse ourselves into times and spaces. And I collapse myself into this time and space. Every time I go to sleep, I wake up and I get to say, maybe I'll be somewhere that's not this earth, the way that you guys perceive it. I'll wake up in an earth where everything is beautiful and everybody's lovely. And there's no crime, there's no hate, there's no money the way that we see it is. And I believe that to a degree. And every day it seems to get closer to that, because I don't discount discount the capacity of my own mind, nor I discount the capacity if my mind isn't all there is and I've been wrong about something, because I seem to be right, but I might be wrong. I don't discount other people's capacity to be better humans or better at something. I don't think that people. I think there are some people that do this. They go whoop and there's some people that go and and there's some people that just go, ugh. I think there's different types of people and different types of energy, but I think mine is more powerful than that. So whether or not you all join me where I'm going, that's up to you. I'm keep going that way. I'm good. I'm out there. I mean, I already know where I'm at. I already bilocated myself in the highest realm of consciousness. And so all I do is just get close to that, because I know it wouldn't be fun for me if I just went there and just stayed there. So I got to come in physical form to communicate with people. Because you would never hear me if I'm just sitting here just echoing through the chambers of all reality. You couldn't hear me. Because when you're sleeping, you can't hear shit. You're in the blackness of nothing. And when you're awake, you're too busy looking at things. You're too busy thinking about what the fucking cheeseburger's gonna taste like. I ain't about that life. I can eat the cheeseburger, but I ain't thinking about the cheeseburger. I've already blessed the cheeseburger. Now I'm trying to sit here and bless the people and see what's going on, to see if they're really significant in changing their own worldview. And worldview comes from the way that they perceive the dynamics of energy, which comes from words. You don't need to use the words, as I always say. You can just project it mentally. And I go, huh. Those words, did I throw some words up there? So yeah. I mean, there you go, Dev Market. Controlling your imagination it's a difficult thing to do. There's no doubt, because the problem with controlling your imagination is this. And I'm gonna answer this as well as I can. I'm gonna go grab a beverage. Did I just throw a V in there? When you want to control your imagination, the first thing you need to do is get rid of everything prior to your imagination. It's inception again. What they say is you can't create out of your past, or else you end up in the same place. And so what we do with our imagination is we have so many programs running in our head We are looping control mechanisms. Somebody drops piece of knowledge into us. It doesn't matter if it's good, bad, or indifferent. Someone could just say something bullshit. Like I walked through in a bar today and somebody said something bullshit. And I was like, why did he just say that? Is he trying to control my fucking mind? Like, why did he just say that? Like, it was just a really stupid thing he said. But it connected with something that I had a thought about. And I was like, is that just some reflection of my lower form of being? And I looked at the guy and I was like, this dude is a piece of shit. And he's a dumb asshole. And what I did was I go, why focus on that when I can focus on... And then I just gave myself an option and a choice of the expanse of the mind. And I jumped into a new place. And what we do, we all get caught up in those kind of programs. So you get caught in a program, sometimes they'll say like, mom said this and dad said this and school said this and the blah, blah, blah. And so we get caught in those programs. And so to get into the imagination is to literally, to drop program. You just drop them. It's difficult to do. I can't tell, everybody out here really trying to tell people they can tell you how to do it. I can't, no, you can't tell anybody how to drive the programs. I've been trying to tell people how to drive the programs for fucking almost 40 years now. I've helped some people in some ways. I've probably ruined people's lives in other ways. People have hurt me and I've hurt them. That's the thing. And it's always about like, you can watch someone's program run through them. You can watch my program run through me. I try to get rid of that by going, hey, every time you watch me, you get new, live, fresh to death Zen. We doing this. What do you want to know? Because I'm not trying to be committed to any kind of concept that I have of what the past was or what the future will be. And I just give you straight resource-based economy. What do you want? And so how would you do that? How did you get out of the place of detachment? Well, you don't think you're attached. If you believe you're attached to something, then you'd need to detach. If you just allow image to work, then you just focus on the image of good. And by good, I mean the image that you want and not the image that someone's put into your head. If I say, your puppy's going to die tomorrow. Man, if you thought I was a magician, you'd be very scared for your puppy. If you knew I was a magician, your puppy is fucking dead. But if you knew you were as powerful a magician as I am, you'd be like, the fuck is this dude talking about? He's retarded. Why would he want to kill my puppy? And you would just walk the other way and you would never give it a second thought to your puppy dying. Which is a very similar concept to having a seed to grow something. A puppy is the same thing of growing something. So do that. Get out of the business of believing in what anybody else has to say. It took me a long time to know who I was, and I'm not gonna sit out here believing in what anybody else has to say about me, because I don't give a fuck what you gotta think. And you have to have the same ideal. What up, Unstance? What up, Kurt? Kurt, do I know a good type of Qigong? Let me go fill this up and I'll give you some Qigong. This will be the last drink, everyone, because after this, I'm going to go fucking take a nap. And when I come back, I gotta take a piss too, but when I come back, I'm gonna tell you a story. I'm gonna tell you a really good story. And hopefully y'all can help me with this. All right, you guys hear this. You guys can hear the story. You guys are like my cosmic therapy of talking to my larger selves, and I'll tell you a story. And let's see if I can. I'm gonna try to answer someone's question by giving someone an idea about. I'm gonna try to answer Kurt's question here if I can. Good type of qigong. Qigong would be wah 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 wah. It's literally wah 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 om. It's all of these things, right? The reason I got on here was because there's this really beautiful, wonderful, lovely, amazing woman that I'm gonna try to spit game to a little bit. But I can't really tell if she just wants to be friendly with me or if she's really trying to be down. And she's confusing the fuck out of me. But she's really, really pleasant to me. And like I'm a good looking enough guy. I can go out and I can do well on my own. I can go find whatever I want. But I haven't quite figured out what should I do about this. How should I? What kind of gong do I want to put out? What kind of should I hit the? Should I just go bong and just like irradiate it? If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Which is the thing is this. I'm gonna try to explain this a few ways, and hopefully this can be understood. And I'm still trying to figure this out for myself, but there's this story of this this guy. He created his own gong, and people in Thailand, I believe it was somewhere in Thailand or maybe India. I don't really know, but he would offer the gong, the mallet, excuse me, to anyone that comes into the village to strike the gong. And he's like, no one will ever make a noise. The only one that could make it sound would be him, because he would hit properly, and he knew exactly, because he created it, that no one else could make a sound. And so the qigong or the qigong or the key of the gong. And so the key of the Ganges or the Ganges River or the fluid movement, the key of that has something to do with the tone and vibration of what you are. And so he would happily just hand everybody, here's the mallet, go ahead and just smash it. It won't make a noise. And it never did. Except for if he did it. What did he do different? And so your question about a metamorphosis in qigong and qigong would be to build your own temple. Your temples are literally one of the places that the qi comes out of. So you've got qi coming out of different sources, right? But this is the main thing. This is why it's so soft on your temples. Your temple. And the reason I tell that story is because it was literally truthful. Like that's literally like my gong is like, I was like, oh man, this chick is so lovely, and I wanted to really like dig in, like just strike the gong, like are you about this life? Are you about the real shit that I am? And the other sense of me was like, man, I don't want to, my energy is too intense for a lot of people. You see that just happened with the light off of that as soon as I said that. So I was like, man, I was like, I'd rather prefer her as my friend. If I'd rather prefer her as my friend just to walk a companionship with. If she's can't see what I see, that's cool. But striking gong will keep everything vibrationally away from you that isn't yours, and everything that is vibrationally acute to you, it'll bring it in. It's because a gong works the same way as if you were to strike something in the middle of a pond. Think about this pond. Here's the pond. If I drop a rock in the middle, what's going to happen is the water is going to make vibrations out till it gets to the shore, and it's going to stop, and it's going to move back into the middle. and which is going to be the electric current and the magnetic current. But both the electric and the magnetic current came out of something else. Now you could look at it as a sound wave, and you still have to find out what the source of the sound wave is. And so I look at it that way. So what is, where is the source of sound wave? Rise now. Shh. I ain't in denial about it. I just don't know what to do with it. You know? Thank you, Rise now. Yeah. Yeah, I gotta thank you, Rise now. That's really appreciated. That warms my fucking. You understand? Yeah, I know you do. What up, Keith Robinson? Rise now. Or excuse me, Rise now. Cam, what's up, man? Do you really want to consume more spirit? Because you have to look at it as a fork in the road. Because and a fork in the road isn't just two levels. It's you can also go straight. The straight and narrow is. Let me explain this. Straight and narrow. This is some fucking excellent shit for y'all. So when someone says there's a fork in the road, they mean there's two directions. But everybody knows that there's nothing ever that is two-pronged. It's always three prongs or four prongs. The two prongs, the only thing you'll find maybe is a two-prong is something to eat shrimp with. Okay? And that's even usually three-prong. But then you have four-prong, which is most of your, you have a three-prong for salad and you have a four-prong for eating other things. This has to do with... I'm going to try to tell the story in a long way and a right way. A long way. That the reason that a knife is used in the kitchen is because you shouldn't have a knife near your table and near your food. They would cut up and cook the things in the kitchen. You don't have flame at your table and you don't have a knife at your table. You're supposed to have chopsticks or your hands to eat. So when you find a fork that has two prongs, it doesn't make any sense. And when somebody says you come to a fork in the road, it means two things. But if you go straight, what happens is you have to build a new path. So the concept of building a new path is, do you want to do that? So now hold that idea into what Cam said, Zen, raw Zen. He says, what factor plays into handling alcohol better in bigger quantities? Do you want to do that? I mean, is that like that? That's a new path. That's not left or right. Left or right is like drink alcohol or don't. Forging forth to become what would be a shaman of say consuming spirit, because some shamans like you can find people out here that smoke a lot of ganja, right? And they think they're fucking high fucking level, and they are. Find the ones that just smoke all day. And then find the motherfuckers out here that can drink all day. Different shamans, same spiritual thing. Because they're both sourced similarly. Meaning, to create this alcohol, I gotta burn something. I'm burning the plant life in a different way. They're burning the plant life here. They're doing it right in front of you. They're just doing something slightly different. We're disguising it. People that use alcohol are using spirit in a not dissimilar way than people are when they're you see. So what you need to do is say, is that what you want? Like, do you want to do that just because you think it'd be cool to drink more liquor? I don't like the idea that I have to drink liquor. I don't fucking like it. I mean, I don't have to. I mean, I fast. I do a lot of other shit. And I could distill knowledge through any of these sources, but like through all of it, I don't know. I mean, I'd prefer not to have to need anything. But then once I've done that, I've done that. I've not needed anything. I've not needed money. I've not needed fucking sunshine. I've not needed food. I've not eaten any of this shit, right? And then I do that for like 40 days, and I go, oh, well. And that goes back to point zero. And I go, okay, I like all this shit. And then what would I like to be involved in? So I like to talk to people through the use of this certain substance. Because there's a lot of people out here already speaking about what the aspects of smoking weed are. No, because it's beautiful. It's a cure of cancer. I'm out here. I'm like, well, let's not forget. And so I feel some certain camaraderie with what's inside of this beverage, which is the same thing that's inside of me. It was already the first thing named spirit. I already know what the shaman is, where shamans came from. I already know what those levels are. So for you, I mean, what is it? What's your point? What's your goal? Just go to your goal. Forget wanting to drink more. Forget wanting to smoke more. Forget wanting to eat more. Forget wanting to eat less. And then you can find what it is, what the fuck you want. Because it's not about teaching. It's not even. Here's the thing. It's about teaching for me because that's what it is for me. But for you, you ain't gotta teach. You ain't gotta teach nobody. You can just enjoy the lovely creation of everyone else. You don't got. You don't gotta like. How can I teach everyone? Does that have to be your path? No. Some people are learners for a lifetime. I don't like being a teacher, but then one day I was like, I do actually like talking. I really do. And I do like I do enjoy. It's kind of like telling a good joke when someone's like, and they get that aha, haha moment or whatever. Like, I enjoy that. I enjoy interacting with people. So I said, well, this is what I'll do. And how do I do that best? Fucking with alcohol? Because if I go out to a bar fucking dead sober, I can't talk to nobody. Come on here, I'm gonna sound like a fucking idiot. So how am I better used? Like what this thing is. How am I more useful to whatever existence is? It appears to me that somehow some people provide me energy. Then I can take this spirit of what this is to then energize your system through the same kind of. I conceptualize what spirit is through liquid format. Some people take plant substance, which is dense format, and turn it into. They have to smoke it. Remember this. They have to smoke it. So they take a dense object and turn it into what's up here? Smoke. I mean, I can work with that too. I mean, I smoke. You could. I mean, you've probably you all see me smoked out a few times, but it's just not my normal standard practice. It just is like we all live in different realms. So, what is it you want to do, Cam? You know. And the sexual endurance, man. I mean, like right now, we're having sex right now. I'm an hour and 8 minutes into fucking your fucking brains. I'm fucking your brains out of your skull. I'm putting you right into your mind. You don't have a brain left. But yeah, I mean, but to be real, Cam, I'll do a video on that. I just don't want to do that right now. I'm too funny right now. I'm too on like some lucid, lupid, uh, funny shit. But I'll give you a video. Just ask me another time, because I could tell you about endurance and all that. Like, it takes cutting off certain chakras, if you call it that. It take like being identified with self and being identified with the other. It'd take eye contact. I mean, you'd be talking about tantra. Like, I mean, I could teach you about tantra. I mean, I could probably start a channel and teach people about tantra. Uh, I'll make a whole fucking channel if I find the right chick to right goddess, whatever, to make a channel and just like, hey, straight up, you guys want to learn how to fuck right, how to make love, how to participate in each other's bodies. Like, yeah, I could do that, but like it's difficult to find people of that value that really would be down. Like, okay, let's make this real. So, yeah, that's funny. Divine light hazel. That's so funny. I didn't even see you said that. I was sitting here watching Raw Zen. I didn't even see you said that. So, yeah. Yeah, controlling that is all. It has a lot to do with your dietary habits, and it has to do with a few other things. But yeah. Sorry, I gotta get another tripod for this thing here. Okay. Yeah, I mean, Dennis R is correct about separating orgasm from ejaculation, but that's a really, really, really difficult thing to do. I mean, you know, if you have that as the at the end of the tunnel, but you don't get any, um, what that's going to take is many, many, many months of practice, and you have to be committed to that one end goal. And if you get no in the interim, if you don't get to that, like you're going to stop doing it. This is why Montauk Chia and all of his teachings don't go anywhere. This is why what he's saying is in the way to get there is dog shit. But I mean he's truth. Like Montauk Chia is a magician. But then I look at him like he's looking a little scummy. He's looking a little crusty. He's looking a little like well, he's like he looks like clay. And then I have to like play a little with my own mind. But his teachings are good, and everything he says about getting to that point, yeah, great. But like, what did it take for him to get there? Did he just know that that's what he wanted at the end? Because for me, like, there ain't no problem with my life. You know, if I could go out and get laid every day, what the fuck is the problem? If I could produce babies and care for them, what's the problem? You know, it's a really what? Let me ask a further question. Just to do this. Why would a man need to do that if his seed was so important to produce a better world? Like my seed is God. Like if I put my seed on something, shit will grow. And it will grow to be what I am. So the only reason you'd want to hold your seed back is if you weren't God. I should be making babies everywhere. I just don't do it because there's not enough women out there that are willing to be queen about it and to like literally grow up a child. So I'm not trying to blow loads and bitches. Like that's truth. Like let it be known. Like simple terminology. Like how do you? If I have 100 seeds and they're tomato seeds, do I plant them on the side of the house that gets no sunshine? Or do I plant them on the side of the house that gets sunshine? There's my goddess. My goddess is my garden. Garden is my goddess. I'm the gardener in my goddess. And so I plant the seeds in where it's getting the sunshine, which is me. And she's that fertile earth, which is getting the water. And so there's rain happening this way, and there's no rain happening over here. How the fuck does that work, right? It makes no sense. So, for your words, I can't say, let me make it this way. I can't say this shit to 1,000 people that would like, what, am I going to walk into a fucking church and start talking this? If I just start saying what I'm saying to people that are like from a Baptist background, the only way I'm gonna be able to communicate to them is if I just come off on a little fucking like, you know, let's get real here, you know. It would take a lot of work, but to get into the rhythm and the flow and the flux and the energy of what I'm saying, it would take something different. You only can speak to people who will hear you. Which is the same thing the seed does. A seed gets into the fertile soil so the soil can provide it with the information to let it blossom. Because it ain't eating from nothing. It ain't eating from it. It ain't eating, you know? It just go. You see, does that make any sense? Yeah. So ejaculation and orgasm. I mean, I hear you, and I think it's a big thing. I think people just need to somehow like it's not repressing orgasm and it's not separating the two, but it's about understanding what both energies are, because one is a physical thing, convulsing. Okay, this is Montauk Chia. I'm giving more credence because Montauk Chia has been one of my greatest teachers. I love this cat. One is a convulsing of the rhythmic portion of the human body, which is separate from the spirit, but he doesn't explain it this way. And the other one is the spirit trying to like for me, when I'm making love to a woman, it's about pleasuring the woman. Like there's a lot of times I've actually lost beautiful, beautiful women that probably if they knew really what was going on, we'd probably like have a good relationship today. But I wouldn't have an orgasm because I was more like about like, hey, I would like to impregnate you with love. I want you to feel good. So they would have orgasms, and I would just be like, well, this I'm not about that. Only because I was trying to instill energy of mine into them, and that was the only difference. So it wasn't about not ejaculating because certainly like then I've had chicks that like I'm definitely I'm gonna finish the whole spectacular equation and make this painting that was yeah, then we could play that whole game of using imagery of paintings. But I mean, yeah, it's not, you can't separate the things. It's they're both orgasmic. Internal, external. You want to be a woman. You want to internalize the orgasm. I've had those. I mean, I have. It's hard to describe how to do it. Eli Jen, I can't answer that because I don't know what the word shuyunta because I don't speak either of those languages. Kurt, if you really want to help me out, go to paypal.me/TsarXen. Theoluminous. I don't know. I just don't know, man. I set up a couple accounts to a couple things, and when people help me out, they help me out. So, no, I've never hooked that up. I don't think you can do that. I'm not sure how that works. Look at any of here. I'll make it real simple. Look at any of my other videos. There's in the description section. There's how you can help me out. And I obviously I appreciate it more than anything because it allows me to drink this and do 2 fucking hours of nonsense with you, amazing, beautiful people. So, you buy me a bottle, you can buy me a drink, you can buy me a fucking a bar, whatever the fuck you want. Just look up my other videos, and it's there's a couple ways to donate into my slush fund, my sloppy fund. For if you want to see Zen get sloppy drunk, this is what actually I should have like 3 or 4 shows. One should be like sloppy drunk Zen, and one be like Chef Zen or like. Somebody told me cooking with pan would be the way to go. What's up, Anwell? I seen your video you made, man. I didn't respond to it because I haven't watched it yet. I just didn't have time to. I was out in public, and I didn't have the bandwidth to just spend a gigabyte listening to you. But Anwell Earthly Being is an amazing human, and you all should check him out. He's beautiful. I like that guy. Yeah, that's my people. Sipping on nectar, that's a really big question. Do we iron it all, or can it all be replaced, upgraded with copper? That's you're close there. I think everything can replace. I think everything can be upgraded. I think that you have to just start here. Let me answer your question as thoroughly and as completely simple as possible. When you are in the womb, what do you require? And when you come out of the womb, what do you require? That's the easiest way to answer your question. You're not eating fucking aluminum coins. You're not eating silver coins. You're not eating gold. You're not eating copper. You're not eating any of the things. Like, you're not eating iron. You're not like, can I get iron in my cereal? You're not doing that. You're sucking on your mother's tit, which is milk. Which should have, well, you have to decipher for yourself. Do you believe the scientist? Do you believe your mother's tit? Your mother's tit gives you milky substance, and so this gets all the vegan bullshit. Don't drink milk. Fuck you. Take any mother has the same milk because they're trying to provide for the children. That's why it's always the same color. It's always the same thing. And no one's taking the mother's milk and burning it on a flame the same way they do with cow milk. You should. There's a reason that Mama India is based off the cow, and the cow is the auroch, and the auroch is the symbol for the moon, and the energy is based upon. So, you'd be fucking moronic to not understand what's going on with that. I'm not saying you should always have it, but if you didn't have it, could you imagine a father that impregnated his wife, and then she's got this big belly, and he's still like sitting there like. Making love to his wife to make sure that her vagina is open enough to make sure the baby comes out properly into the well, as long as she knows how she's going to give birth, right? In water, squatting down properly, not laying on her back. And then after she does have her child, what would she do? She'd have milk coming out. She'd always have milk coming out. You don't think that father is going to be, sucking on tits to get milk out of there? Because you think as an adult you don't want the mother's milk? You have to be fucking insane. And this is not Freudian. This is real. This is saying, I'm not saying I'm gonna suck my mother's tits. I'm saying like my wife, if I impregnate her with my milky semen of what is literally the life force of the electrical universe into the magnetic universe of my mother, which is my wife, which is, and then I'm her father, and we could play that game back and forth all day, right? But the milk of the mother is always going to be the same. So if I go and go, oh, there's this animal over here, and I'm sitting here dying of hunger, of starvation, wouldn't that be the right source of information? Doesn't it seem like she has the information right here? No, or because that's the thing people get caught up in. How dare people want to eat they want to fucking milk the cow? Well, no. The problem is as always, as I'll go on this tiny little tangent. The problem is the people want milk. They want milk and they want cheese for a reason. But the way that we get it is because there's a force of industry behind it, which has gotten in the way. But we'll stop there. What's up, Brian Solis? Andrew Christensen, Lugal's iodine. I can't really respond to that because sometimes certain elements you respond to differently. And so if you have a lot of things you need to get rid of, it might cause you harm, and other times, I don't know, man. That's a tough one. I can't answer that right now. I think iodine is proper if you get it out of the sea, like out of the literal, seaweed and stuff. But then again, you'd have to be the kind of person living by the sea. Why would you need the things by the sea if, you know what I mean? I think you could equally use potatoes to do the same thing. But that's a really long question, and I've only got a few more minutes because, if you can't tell, I got a little glassy eyed in here. I'm having a joy talking to everybody, but I can't do this too much longer with to maintain clarity with my mind. And 8:54. Oh man, I'm well behind here, y'all. Let me catch up here. What's up? I know. It's good to see you again. Yeah, Devmark, I love you, my friend. I ain't seen you in a while. That's all. Yeah, so I'll be gonna take too much fucking from what I said to begin with. Like I wasn't coming, we kept the same as is it a species? Is knowledge a species? I have to wonder that sometimes. Like, is knowledge something that we come across the same way we come across different energies? So if you're in nature, you'll come across, say, different animals. They're different species. So are those different species or different frequencies or different, and then it recreates you? I don't know. Hmm. Yeah, Plato, I hear you. I don't think spirits are good for everyone, but let's be very clear about this. Whether spirits, if you aren't yourself, you are a spirit. Period. End of sentence. Like I'm not. I won't. That's sort of where I'll just like if somebody's like, well, you're the soul or you're the blah blah blah. Like no, you're a spirit. You fuck your soul. Your soul sucks because you don't know what the fuck it means. Doesn't mean your soul sucks. I'm just you have a spirit, I have a spirit. That's it. And then we could expand our spirits. Some people shouldn't be expanding their spirit. Some people have spirit that's like fucking everywhere. And we should be collapsing the spirit into the point of like centralized focus of what is actually your spirit. And this gets into expand this the right way. Um, So the 12 months in astrology and all this gets into what spirits are. And I'm not gonna do it right now. I don't have it in me. It's not. I don't got enough energy to do that. But nonetheless, some people should not be fucking with spirits because they don't even know what their spirit is. Once you know what you are yourself, like when I sit here myself and I sit here in meditation, I know who and what I am. I'm a spirit. I'm connected to the soul, but I'm a spirit. And then from there, what I can figure out is I can fuck with all these other spirits. And I could take this spirit into me. And I could talk to you through me using this as a. Like, am I the conduit? Is this the source? I mean, no, we're just combining sources because it's the same way I can go to different places, different cities, and talk to different people and have different communications and say a lot of different shit. You know, it's all love out here. You know, that's what we do. Just bang it out. Be fucking friendly and do cool shit. I mean, what do we got to lose? We got everything to gain by being lovely. But if you don't know what you are, how the fuck does anybody think they're a soul if they can't always be lovely? So we're not all of us are never always lovely. That's what we need to understand. Because that's the most devil plane that we got is we're not always lovely. All of us fucking suck sometimes. But we get to the point of we override the system and we get to the like, hey, we're always lovely. We're trying to be. We're getting there, and we get closer to being the best spiritual form possible to connect with what our soul system is. And our soul system is something that is larger than us that allows us to create a loving environment to allow everyone else to see blessings and blossoming. Blossom is blessing. Okay, to create more environment, to create more sunshine, to create more uh, flowers. There's a great song. Look it up. Flowers. You look up flowers. Flowers by. Man, I wish I could do this on this phone right here. If it was, if I was. Flowers by. Just look up the term. Flowers song by. And you'll find out what I'm talking about. And listen to that song, and you understand. You'll understand exactly what I'm saying. That's what we're all looking to do. There's no one. I don't care how fucking angry at life anyone is. Everyone is attempting to be more like flowering. No one wants to be a seed. No one wants to get buried. No one's. We've all been through that. It's terrible. But it's also what creates us, which is what is sunshine bearing seed into the earth, and the earth creates then the flower that gives off the smell of what life is. Which is why, if you look into what the word Venus is and why we live on the planet, we call Earth, but Earth is connected to Venus because Venus is the five, or the five sense reality that we have, which is V, or V, peace, a piece of reality. that we smelled as when we were on our plane of Venus, and then we got collapsed into that, and then we created ourselves here on Earth. And that's what happened. Like, we're all Venusian. I mean, we're all Saturnian too. Don't get that wrong, because we went through Venus to get stuck into Saturn. So we went through 5 and got stuck into 6. Saturn is 6, Venus is 5. So we went through Saturn as a collapsing agent into a 6-star pointed system, which, we went from 5 cycle to 6 cycle. 5 cycle to 6 cycle. A sickle. So all we were doing is collapsing our energies into something. That's a whole nother talk. Yeah. Yeah, Bali High. Brian Solis, good, man. You know what I'll do for you, my friend, if you're still here? I'm going to smoke a Bali High with you in the back. Like, including everyone here. And I'll tell everybody, as I always do, if you got any fucking tokens, please feel free to share them, because that allows me to drink more of this. And it's not going to be underneath this video. Just go watch one of my other videos. I don't care when I get it, or if I never do, because I'll find a way, because I'm not looking for a way. I am the way. I am the light. I am the shining star of all of goodness. And evil too. But yeah, Bali Highs are fucking magical, aren't they? I'm going to go smoke one with you in a second. Rise now, thank you for your 70% off. Yeah. Thank you, I appreciate it. Yeah. I wonder sometimes which one of the initiates I am. One or all of them. And well, you're always welcome, man. Oh, Kurt, yes, it's always Amis. Ami is the reason that I live. Ami is the version of me that is the earthbound creature. She likes physical things. I don't really care about them. So if she gets enough physical currency to create some foundation for her, I get to drink and talk to you guys. It keeps the roof over my head. So yeah, that's my most genius, lovely friend of the world. There's the love of my life. She's wonderful. And so you fund her to fund me, because she's funded me before you guys even knew who the fuck I was. She was making sure I didn't fucking die. And Miss Natasha, yes, I am fucking hilarious all the time, by the way. I'm funny sober too. You just get to see like a different kind of sober. But thank you, Kurt. Damn it, played it. Why everybody know I'm fucking tanked up? God damn it. John Oman 57. Here, let me here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go grab myself. Damn, I can't believe I'm gonna give you guys one more drink. Fuck, you guys are lucky right now. And I'm gonna answer Johannaman 57. Removing parasites. I'll give you that answer if you're gonna still be here. Give me about like 2 minutes. Okay, y'all. Let's see what we got here. Who do I gotta funk with now? All right, so let's do Jonaman, and I'm gonna go outside, smoke down this thing here. Then I'll deal with all of the other creatures that are saying that I'm funny. I'm funny when I'm. Let me fix this hair real quick. I'm funny when I'm toasted. Yes, this is correct. So, Jahanaman, are you still here? If you're still here, make a comment right now because I'm not going to scroll down to the bottom. Because I got to scroll through all this shit because I want to make sure that I answer people in order. There you go, cool. Removing parasites. Parasites are multifaceted. Parasites are either mental ideologies, small framed thinking, or physical things in your body. If you're talking about removing parasites from your body, I have a lot of videos on that. And if you really want to know about that, dig into. I don't have any names of videos off the top of my head, but I've done things on fasting, and normally fasting will remove those. You can also work with clay. You can also work with. You can work with different elements that like clay actually has a. They say it uses electronic, like to remove it. It grounds something out. So normally there's an energetic charge to what you'd call parasites that you want to ground out, and so by putting a clay in your system, it will start removing the energetic charge, which is connected to causing your blood to then cause your brain to have like malfunctions, to think that you need something. Like parasites are really always connected to what you think you need to consume. So if you could just now go, like if you're very full of parasites, that will end really quick because all of a sudden your brain will start firing off because it's connected to your. So you got your two brains, your brain up here, and then you have your stomach, or well, not your stomach, but um, you got your small intestines and your large intestines, and each of those might have parasites, and the parasites are literally little devices. And when I say devices, I don't mean like there's literally like some electronic things. There might be, but normally it's organic systems that are asking for food, and those foods will start then asking for something like sugars or salts or blah blah blah, and then your system will start relaying that to your brain, and your brain will say, hey, we need more of this. And this is where the resulting pulsing will come from. Like your brain will actually pulse. Like you could be sitting here in meditation, and it'll pulse information to say, I need this now. You can name it with anything. Do it for long enough, and you'll find every one of your addictions. You know, if you did it for 7 days, you'll get over most of your addictions. 7 days of water fasting, you'll figure out what all your addictions are. Well beyond that, you'll actually be able to then control every single addiction and use them for your benefit. It's kind of like if you cut off, say, like you used to fuck this ex-girlfriend, but you realized, or you used to have this figure in your life, a friend of yours that wasn't good for you, like whatever it was, you realize what they actually are in your life. You're smoking cigarettes, drinking beer, eating food, whatever it is, you'll find out where they are. Value system, because you'll start to recreate your value system, because your mind creates electronic impulses based upon value systems. Like, what do you value? I value what I get as a response of saying, hey, if I call this chick, I'm getting laid. And if I smoke this, I'm going to get a high off it. If I drink this, in an hour, I'm going to get a buzz. And if I eat this food, I'm going to have this comfort. Now, you release those things by just not consuming any of them. So what you do is you recalibrate your constitution, you know, the way you consider things. And so that constitution, okay, let's get this correct here. It doesn't really matter if you need to, you don't see me, but to get rid of those parasites, it means a pair of sights. Okay, now everything I just said, set that against pair of sights. It means my sights, whatever I'm seeing, what I want, and what something else wants. It means if I were to walk down the street, I'd have a sight on, say, tacos. I want to eat tacos tonight. If I'm walking down the street with someone hanging on my shoulder, and I got my friend over here, doesn't matter what they are. They're like, I want pasta. Now you have a pair of sights. I have my sight and I have their sights. Now we got an argument, don't we? Now, what we're doing is doing that internally in the body and trying to figure out what our sights are looking at and what do we really desire. Now, once you eliminate the other desire, you don't need anything else but self. And this is why everybody, this is the larger thing. A lot of people come out here and say, hey, just no fap, and hey, come out here and do yoga, and hey, come out here and do all these things. These are all great things. And the only reason I clown on them and say this isn't the right thing is because people get too focused on that, because then that becomes their parasite. The parasite for them becomes thinking they need to do stretching yoga. Put this behind my head, I'm going to do this. That becomes their parasite. That becomes their secondary vision. Even people that do this practice of say, I don't eat meat, so I'm a vegan. Veganism is a parasite. Saying I'm human is we good. Choosing to eat vegetables is a great thing. Walking a path with veganism or walking a path with God, like a Christian, or walking the Muslim path, they're all horrible ideas, because you're always going to find source information of concepting reality outside of what you actually experience. Your experience is number one. Everything else is fucking dog shit, right? The only thing you want to do is guide your experience through the information that you have internalized and then put it out in front of you. And that's what it is. So we get away from the pair of sights. If I say I am me and God is the guy on the cross, I have a pair of sights. God becomes my cross. God becomes my parasite. Jesus becomes the parasite. It's just that simple. It becomes. I told the story in another way through the use of magic. Magic is not using something outside of yourself. It's using the things out of yourself to reframe the things that you believe. That's what it comes down to. So realize this, that you're the constant force of the universe. If you die tomorrow, your universe ends. The universe doesn't end, yours does. Your perception of it. And I'm only here to not make you succumb to the way that I believe the world to be, because again, I'm asking you this. What if I told you about the way I believe the world? I've just told you to expand your horizon. I've told you very clearly, expand the way that you perceive the world. Expand the way you perceive the world. Be a vegetarian because it's easier. If you need to consume meat, go fucking for it. But realize you're just going to be condensed into eating meat, and then you're going to need blood. Be a vegan. Go for it. But then you're going to be condensed into eating just vegan diet, not knowing that. Breatharian. Be a breatharian. But then again, then you're going to just think you can only breathe. No, that doesn't. I can just breathe. All of a sudden, motherfuckers got food to eat. You can about to hang out with these fucking party ass people and have a good ass time. You about to orgy it out. Just being funny on the earlier shit. You about to have everything you want in life. Beautiful friends, wonderful things that, hey, just eat this and come hang out with us. And you can be like, no, I'm too holy for that. I can never. This is Siddhartha. The book was written by Hermann Hesse. Read Siddhartha. I read that shit in one night, and I was like, why did somebody tell the story of my life? Which means the story of Jesus, the story of Allah, the story of me, the story of you, which is literally going, there's nothing we need, but there's everything that we will do. We need nothing. I don't need to breathe. But thank you for the breath. Thank you for the food. Thank you for the knowledge. Thank you for seeing. Thank you for the music. Imagine somebody walk into a place and going, I don't want to hear that music. That's the same thing as saying, I don't want the food you have to offer me. So, I always go deep on this shit, and that's just how I got to do it. What's up, K-Bird? All right, so here's what I got for you guys. I'm gonna drink this last little piece of wine here, and we'll be done in about 4 minutes. And as always, thanks for listening. If you can at least give me a thumbs up, that's great. If you can't, tell me the fuck off. I know that's I got a couple here like, why is he gonna change this? Well, because it helps me out a little bit. I like to be helped out. I like a foot rub as much as the next motherfucker. You ever got your feet rubbed? That shit is good. I like my asshole licked too, so you know, get down with that shit. So you know, rub my ass and my titties and feed me some moonshine. I mean, that's life right there. And if you can, you know, feel free to donate to my cause of staying drunk, so I can stay on here and pay for my phone, which is, you know, throw, I need like $100 every 30 days to make sure that I can come back on here and talk shit to you guys, and just talking shit is obviously inspirational to a lot of people, because really this shit is just all love out here. So thank you for joining me. MK the Bear. I know Daylight. I know Daylight. I mean, he's a fresh ass individual. That dude inspired me actually to ink up my face, but I would need to find somebody that was capable of doing it for me, right? Yeah. I hear you. I hear you. Like, I love that cat. Like, that dude is like, I ain't listened to a lot of his material, but I listen to him talk for like 5 seconds. This is me. Like, if I talk to you, if I listen to you talk for 5 seconds, like we know where we're at. And that dude is a treasure. That dude is a real treasure for the human soul. So, um, yeah. Man, Rise now, you really blessed me too much. Thank you. Hey, Jonah Mon, did I answer? I'm sorry if I didn't. Like, I'm well behind you. Did I answer the thing on eating clay? It's just gonna remove things. It's electrically charged in the opposite direction. It's gonna pull things out of your body. Yeah, their electric tile gave it to. Yeah, Claudio Silver and Claire Gilbase remove these things. There we go. Yeah, I still haven't figured out the electric tile. What's up? Yeah, everybody doesn't know electric tile is my dude. Um, uh, when you look at the copper, the silver, and the gold, and even the platinum and any other metal, I always have my because of my earlier work, I always have my I just I can't tell, because I think that the human system is not supposed to, and this is not saying don't consume them, because I do consume them to a degree, and I know the positivity of them and what they bring out, but I say the human is supposed to be breatharian, like we're supposed to just breathe in oxygen, and then I go, what is that oxygen, right? So I always have to consider. I don't know, and I'm just giving you like 2 steps deeper. Like, I get it. Like, I think most people should be having silver in their diet. Like, they shouldn't be having iron. They shouldn't be having everything that's in their cereal. They shouldn't be having everything else. That's the only reason I say that in that way. Oh man, that's good. I know. Thank you, man. Yeah, 2 videos I talk about this. Why fast, conscious atomic reset, and reprogramming. Yeah, it's cool. Yeah. Man, sorry for fucking up this video here. Like, with all this moving the camera. If I had a camera woman over here. Nobody ever calls it a cameraman. Everybody calls it a cameraman. I call it a camera woman. Okay, cool. We got right to the end. Okay, Electric Tile, what's up? Peace, positivity, as always. Um, Rise now. It's always good to see you. You always fucking with me. I love you. We'll talk soon. Um, and Rise now. I fucking apologize for not getting back to you, because every time I see you hit me up on something, like, I hate getting back to people on some fucking bullshit ass thumb texting bullshit. I'd rather just talk to you in person. You know what I mean? Or just like real deal like this. Because it makes no sense to me to talk to like excellent people like you through thumbs. It doesn't make any sense. You know what I mean? I'd rather get. Yeah, no, I'm gonna get all fucking super nasty if I start talking right now. Yeah, yeah, cool. Well, divine light Hazel, you make your own silver. From now on, you make your own gold. How's that? Good to see you, Rise. Now we'll talk soon. And Anwell, it's always good to see you, man. Anwell is a genius too. I can't wait to hear. I can't wait to get a little moment to listen to what you got to say. I mean, B, you got to understand. Like, I don't have a lot of people that like fucks with my channel or whatever, but like the people that do, like, I get a lot of information, and it's tough to like have to like click on everything and everybody like, sends me like, hey, listen to this. I can only imagine what it's like for people that have like 100,000 or whatever. Like you can't. There's no way of doing that. There's no way of like. It's like Jim Carrey and like Jim Carrey, and when he's making that movie where he plays God, and it's like, how the fuck do you talk to everyone? You can't. There's no way of doing it. There's not enough time in the vortex we're in. There's not enough time to talk to everybody. So we have to do it through different versions of ourselves. I would love to be like, hey, I'll answer everyone's question, but I just don't know how to do it. I don't have that much. I can only take my energy and jam it into this little time system, you know. And so I would love to I would love to sit here and go, let me text this person back. But my fingers fuck. Could you imagine? Listen, look at you. Hear me talking right now, right? Could you imagine hearing me go? I sounded like I was working in a fucking library. You guys get a little note from me. Hi, this is done. Good to see you guys. Like, yeah, I know. I it's probably appreciated, but fuck that. Stay fire. Anyways, I'm gonna get the fuck out of here, y'all. So for everybody that showed up, as always, thank you so much for your blessings and your love, and in fact, stay cool. Just do what you do, and I'm glad you got something out of this. And what am I drinking? Just some wine. I'm about to go smoke this thing, and well, good to see you, man. It really is. You a good cat. In the near future, you will be prophetizing for yourself, because I know what you say about prophetizing, and I know you're one of them. Yeah, stay cool, everyone. I'm gonna go in the back and smoke something, and then maybe this is a very maybe. I might get back on here. We'll see where my head's at. My head's always gonna be here, but we'll see my mind is at. So thank you all for being cool, and always thumbs up or welcome, because that's easy for y'all. If you can't do that, at least you can scrape up some poop from your dirty ass shorts and send it my way. But you don't know my address, so you can't do that. So you can send me some money though. It's very easy to do. Find me on twitter.com and Drunks Are Us and all of the other weird shit. And I just said that playing. So do cool shit, y'all.